it's close enough to 8 o'clock. So, welcome to the Friday Night Strike. I'm your host, Night Strike. Yeah, I had to deal with family, so I had to push it back. I was going to do it at 6:45, and then just how it is with family. When you have family, and they're always at you, there's always at you to do something for them. That's how it goes. So I'm here now. I'm not going to send links out tonight. If you want to jump in, there's the link out on the YouTube side. Use that. Other than that, what's going on? I see the rolling ship is out there. Keith Gregory is out there. What's up, buddy? The man, the myth, the legend himself, Gun Library Garrett is out there. We got the ever elusive Gun Loving Grandpa out there. Defense Dad is misconstruing what I'm saying, and no. And Gary, don't worry. We know you're going live at 9 p.m. tonight for Foul Territory. So, we're only going to host this for about an hour, so don't worry, Gary. You'll be able to get your clucks in. So, again, anybody that wants to jump in, can't give you the stream key because that'd be bad. So I'll just put the link out there for everyone. So, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so who else did we have? Okay. Earlier was Firefighter. Oh, is it Strudel? There was Snake Doctor 78, Scott P 79, Roland Tripp, and Kingpin were out there. So, yeah, had to push this back a little bit. I couldn't do it. At 6 o'clock or 6:30. Tried to shoot for 6:45. That fell through. It's just things happen. So, we're here tonight. We're ready to talk, ready to have a conversation. So if anybody wants to jump in, feel free. So, anyways, so what's going on? Let me move the live stream over to another window that's closer that I can see because I've got 3 monitors. I know I'm privileged. Not at all. So. Let's see. YouTube says I'm live. Well, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada. All right. All right. Finally, we got somebody in here. We got, For it is some act of miracle, the blind guy found his way in.
It's a miracle. Don't you worry about that.
It is almost a Christmas miracle. Almost.
Don't worry. He just emailed me the link, everybody. I'm special.
Actually, I didn't.
Yeah, but they're going to believe me over you.
Well, Gun Library Garrett. 3 monitors. I'm rich. No, I bought 2 of these monitors that I'm using. I bought like 15 years ago. So, yeah, they were on sale.
So you can give me the newest one, right?
Then I had to replace one of them the other day, because one of them died on me. So. What is this chat all about? Guns and Barbecue? You want to enlighten Deadeye Meg?
Basically, whatever good BS Night Strike comes up with. If you want to, jump in, join the conversation. Just a whole lot of nonsense.
This is just a water cooler chat, more or less, right?
Like I said, a whole lot of nonsense.
So if you got a topic you want to talk about, you want to jump in, feel free to go and come and jump in and bring up a topic if you want to talk about it. If you don't, that's fine. That's fine. Just comment on the YouTube side if you want. Don't have to, but you can. Nobody is required to do anything other than just, I don't know, just relax and be yourself. except for Tony. Tony's got to be the hard case, the guy that brings us back down to reality.
There goes the party.
It was really getting boring, so I thought I'd come in and save the show. I don't know.
How you doing, Tony?
Okay. That one is not PG-13.
Which one?
I'm gonna have to put that guy in timeout.
Oh, he should just be banned for life with that name.
Was it G23?
No.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this PG-13, PG-14. That is not.
He's trolling you.
You should put it over in the side chat so I can try and check it out.
Just go to the YouTube side and look at it.
That is a ton of work.
What I do is I mute the boring side and I go over to the YouTube side and turn the volume on. See how boring it is? You don't even laugh at humor.
Well, I'm reading the side chat.
Oh.
Gun Library Garrett is angry that his
Side
Snap-on,
chat? Which one?
the YouTube chat.
Oh, YouTube chat.
Gun Library Garrett is he says my Snap-on order went to another house and neither eBay or the seller wants to pay for the missing tools. My USPS is out to get me. Kingpin Garrett says that Gun Library Garrett, did you pay with a credit card? If so, then dispute the charges. Kingpin says at Night Strike, come on, he's been here around before. Yeah, I didn't see him before. We're trying to keep this PG-13, PG-14. Yeah, I know, Deadeye Mag. I know. So all right. Let's see. Gun Library says, no, he did debit, but I think it will work out since it never arrived. John Brown Productions out there saying, hey, Night Strike. Gun Library says, luckily, eBay liability is on the seller. It is.
Luckily, this is why I go to Harbor Freight. Lifetime warranty on their tools still, and you don't have to worry about selling your soul to the Snap-on man.
I don't know if you saw, but my last couple Instagram pictures have been of the workbench I bought from Harbor Freight.
I like Harbor Freight, the store, but I don't like their website.
Yeah, their website's a pain in the ass.
I'd rather just go right into. It's more fun to go into the store anyway.
Okay, Kingman says that Night Strike. Yeah, no, not trying to set rules for a channel, just saying that they have been around gun channels before. I know they have, Kingpin. It's just, I'm trying to tone it down a bit more, and that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, I at some point I need to draw a line in the sand and say this is appropriate and this is not appropriate. And unfortunately, I have to.
You don't really owe anybody any explanation. I mean, it's just a gut thing. If somebody comes in with an offensive name like that, their intent is to troll, not to add to the conversation. So it's an immediate slap in the face when they come in with a name like that.
I don't think the name has anything to do with it. I mean, granted, I didn't see the comment, but I say there's a lot of people that have some pretty
outrageous names.
I say honestly, some of them I'm just like, man, that is.
Well, you didn't look at you've admitted you haven't been there to see the name, so you can't really judge it by not seeing what it says.
Well, you said it was butt, sweat, and tears, right?
No, I cleaned it up. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's no.
It needed to go. I mean, you got to have some freaking standards in your life, okay? I mean, just develop some and stick to them. And I'm proud of you, Night Strike.
All right. Defense Dad says, anyone else ever decide to clean all your guns in the same day? I don't recommend it. No, I usually clean one or two a day if I have to clean. And
I do them on a cycle. Like I'll do rifles one day, shotguns the next, handguns, so on and so forth. And even now, I'll do a few rifles. I'm like, all right, I'm not doing all these today. The same with my shotguns. I've got too many long guns.
Yeah. Gun Library says, I definitely don't have a problem with the Harbor Freight. I actually use Husky tools the most. Yeah, no, I use Harbor Freight for some things, and some things I don't. But, it's just, I don't know. Their website, as Tony says, I mean, their website is nice, but it's a pain in the ass when you want to buy something from Harbor Freight, but you can't just buy it off the website. It's on sale. You can't buy it off the website. You have to go in store. What the hell is that BS? You have something that says it's on sale on your website, but you can't order it and have it shipped to your house. It has to go to store. It has to be bought in store.
It's kind of like Home Depot. I order a lot of stuff online there because they have certain products that just aren't available. They have so many products they can't offer all of them in the store.
No.
They have like tubs and sinks and big items like that they have, that you have many different models of. So I can understand that kind of scenario. But that's kind of the opposite of what you're saying about Harbor Freight. As a contractor, we buy things from Harbor Freight sometimes just because they're cheap and we know they're not going to last, but they don't. But we also know that we go through them so fast and sometimes they get stolen that it's like certain tools, like sledgehammers.
Actually,
we don't even bother buying expensive sledgehammers. Right. We just buy the cheapest one, and then they break after a while, and then we go buy another one.
Deadeye Meg says, my boyfriend isn't necessarily a gun guy, but with his love of fire, I convinced him that the ATF is evil for restricting flamethrowers. Actually, the ATF can't restrict flamethrowers because they're not regulated by the Gun Control Act or the National Firearms Act. So they have no regulatory function in that matter. Now, if it was explosives, that's different. The ATF does explosives. But as far as just fire and flamethrowers, they can't regulate it. Normally, laws against flamethrowers are usually done by states on state level. So, Gun Library says, is Harbor Freight, I think. He uses Husky because he has a close Home Depot store. Okay. All right.
I actually like Husky. I actually like Snap-on also. I just can't afford this stuff. It's insanely expensive.
Okay.
I've had some Snap-on tools gifted to me, and I absolutely love them. But
okay. No, I've got some Snap-on tools that my grandfather gave me. So. All right. Kingpin says, yeah, Molotovs would be basically our kind of explosives. So, yeah, those would be defined, did I make? So, yeah. Kingpin says, I have a quick topic for you. The Oculus 2, your thoughts? I will leave a link to my friend's unboxing below. Oculus 2 VR link. Yeah, if you want to get VR, okay, go ahead and buy VR. But one, you need your video card on your computer. If you're buying one for your computer, you have to have a decent video card. Two, if you don't have a video card, there's no point in getting VR because you can't run it unless it's all done through the VR headset. But again, I don't know. How much are they going for? $300? $600? Because at that point you can buy another computer. That's my only beef with the VR stuff. It's too expensive for what it does.
I would think it would get old pretty fast.
That's my only. The Oculus 2 is $400 at least. Some places it's going at $5. Some places it's going for $3. It just depends on the amount of gigabytes.
You know what drives me nuts about computers and people who program them is, especially with video cards. Say you have an NVIDIA, like RTX series video game card, and then you've got your own board. Well, they don't seem to be able to understand how to share the load. Like I do some of these animations, for in SketchUp for different companies, and I go and in the computer, you buy a brand new one of the hottest video. I've got an RTX. What is it? I don't know, 360 or something.
You probably have like a 3060.
It's not. It's what's the one before that? 20 something. Okay,
2060.
So you start trying to render this animation, right? And you go and look at your memory usage, and you're only using like 20% of it. But your computer, it's taking like 7 frames per second to render it. So I don't understand why they can't use the full capacity of the ability that you're giving. It's like the hardware people are outpacing the software people in some cases.
Yeah, well, there's also another issue. Like if you're basically if you're going to use VR on your computer, you're limited to to your graphics card and how well it is. Like, so if you got something like a 1660, I wouldn't recommend using VR. I mean, unless you've got like a 1070, a 1080, an RTX, 2070 or 2080, then I would, or even some of the new 3000 line cards, or the 3070, the 3080s, or the 3090s. I wouldn't recommend doing any VR unless you have one of those cards, NVIDIA. I mean, again, if you want to use AMD, just get the one of the newer AMDs like the 5700 XT. That'll do it.
So,
but again, that's if you're into VR, and I don't do VR on my computer and for gaming yet because I don't want to spend $300 or $400 on the headset and the controllers because that's way too much money for that. Hell, I could buy a gun for that much, and I normally do.
So Kingpin's asking about the difference. I don't know if he's trying to be funny, but
I think he's
hardware and software is the hardware is the actual physical, card that's in your computer, with the little motherboard and the chip on it. The software is what drives, it's what gives the instruction to the hardware. So the reason I was complaining about the use of memory is that the people who build the software are responsible for telling the hardware what to do and sometimes they don't think, So you have this big time computer with all this memory, 32 gigabytes of memory, and for some reason the software developers can't take full use of that, Right. So and you'll run into that, especially if you have an onboard, graphics card like Intel does, and you have an NVIDIA, you've got to go into NVIDIA's control panel and tell it which one to use for what particular software.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's some software that you can use that comes with the device that automatically switches it over for you. It just depends on which one you get, because there are other alternatives to Oculus, because HTC also does VR stuff. I've also seen some from Sony as well, and I don't mean the PlayStation stuff. I mean they've actually done some VR stuff too. There's more than a couple companies that do VR headsets. Even Microsoft does some, and it's just. I can't justify the price. I mean, if it was like $100 or $200, then yeah, I could see it. But $300 to $400 to $500 for some of this stuff, no, that's way too expensive for what it does, and it's not even doing it that well yet. Kingpin says his friend is looking at getting the $300 version of the Oculus. That's good. I mean, Don't go all in. He says he's planning on playing all on the video game side. Well,
Alibaba, the Alibaba version.
No, he's gonna get the I think the 64 gigabyte version. I think that's the one that's 200, 300. Yeah. So, but if you want to do VR, go for it. But I'm not a big fan of it. Did says at Night Strike, how much do you like retro pre 2000 video games? I don't really enjoy modern games too much. Well, I enjoy a select few of modern games, and I love a ton of stuff, even that were made right at the 2000s, before the 2000s, a little after 2000s. It just depends on what kind of genre of video game it was. Like I'm a big fan of the old 80s and 90s point and click adventure games. Those are fun for me. Okay, I mean, the first game I ever played was Tetris. So yeah, I love Tetris.
Pong was a good one.
I mean, I played Pong later on, but that's only when I got an Atari at a garage sale. But hey, best $20 I ever spent, right? No, Pong is certainly
that game was addictive too. If you weren't careful, you'd sit there and play it for hours.
Exactly.
I got to beat this machine. I got to beat it, man.
Or you got to beat your brother or your friend or your family member. Because they had the other controller, 2-player Pong. Oh, that was the worst. Right? But I like a lot of different games. So, I mean, I just said a few to just list them out. But I do like first person shooters, like Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, the originals, not the newer ones. I played the newer ones and I have them, but I like the original ones more. There's also Duke Nukem, which I used to use as my avatar, and then I was told probably I shouldn't do that if I want to monetize my channel because copyright reasons. So yeah, it went away.
What was that game? Because I'm of the age where we played more when we were playing video games. They were in arcades,
Mm-hmm.
That game that was like a karate game, and you would move, and then you do the handles, and you jump in the air and do a side kick. What was the name of that?
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. That's what it was.
I had that on NES. I love that game.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat came after Kung Fu, I think. Yeah.
Way after.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Someone say Atari.
Oh God! We got South Texas AR guy, otherwise known as the ever elusive South George Cortez.
How's it going, guys?
Or as they say in Espanol, Jorge Cortez.
Andale, arriba!
So,
so you guys talk
Kingpin
about
says at
video
Night Strike, what is the difference in hardware and software for dummies? Real dummies. Oh, I'm not going to get into that one. Kingpin, if you want to look that up, be my guest, but I'm not going over that one.
We talked about it. You must be looking at the lag version of the comment.
I'm behind a little bit, so I'm trying to catch up.
The latency version.
Deadeye Meg says she only has an NVIDIA 960. Well, Deadeye Meg, if you want to upgrade, I've seen on eBay that the 970s, which are better cards, they're only going for about $100 on eBay if you want a better card.
Well, if you got a laptop, you can pretty much forget about it.
Yeah, if you got a laptop, you can't upgrade a laptop, but you can upgrade a desktop.
Yeah.
So, well, I like the rolling trip. He's saying, my VR is the window behind my computer screen. It's called the woods. The deer and squirrels look so lifelike.
But you got to go put your head up against the glass, to make it feel like
not if he has binoculars.
Binoculars.
Because if he's got binoculars, then he's got his own headset.
Take some duct tape and strap binoculars to your head.
Headset.
Yeah.
It's a $20 headset.
Yeah. Joe Zoala's out there. What's going on, Joe? Let's see. I'm going through. Geezer Gary says they have to design software to work on so many computers, so it's hard to anticipate all the different hardware and memory configurations out there, and they are always changing. So, yeah, I would defer to Geezer Gary as far as the difference between software and hardware, because Geezer Gary has to deal with that on a constant basis. So.
Well, I mean,
I like Rocall's response. Most people can't handle reality. No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And to see how they can handle virtual reality.
Defense Dad says that Kingpin hardware is what does the deed. Software is what makes you think, do I really want this chick to know where I live? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. M. Gabriel's out there. What's going on, M. Gabriel? All right. Mr. Gunn says, I'm probably that chick you don't want knowing where you live. No, I'm pretty sure it's fine. It's fine. Geezer Gary says Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat was one of them.
Mortal Kombat was awesome, man.
But Tony was talking about the only martial art arcade games I remember is Kung Fu and Karate. And Karate was boring. It was you against another person. It was a boring game. But
Street Fighter 2, man. Now that was a game.
Kung Fu was fun because it was a side scroller. So basically you just, punch or kick your enemy or jump and kick. And
it was all about timing.
Yeah, it was all about timing. So that's why it was so fun. All right. Two Live Moo is out there, so move over. Say him. All right. Deadeye Meg is saying that Night Strike, there's a machine called the Mr. FPGA, fully programmable gate array. This thing is a transforming circuit board. It can turn into any console pre-2000 once it's programmed. Yes, there's another machine. It's called a Raspberry Pi. It can do the same thing. All you have to do is install the software on it.
Ooh.
And just run emulators. That's what I do. Because they're cheaper than trying to do something like that. Because I'm not going to do a whole arcade cabinet. Mm-hmm. TDR is out there. Ehan is out there. Defense Dad says, I don't play video games. Last game system I bought was the original Wii for my son when it came out. Hey, that's no problem. Did Meg goes on to say it can run SNES. It can run NES, Sega Master System, Genesis, Super NES, and they're working on upgrading it to the N64 and PlayStation. Plus, they have Neo Geo and tons of arcade games. Yeah, arcade games are fun. All right.
Cool. Yeah, I'm getting into like retro gaming now. Like the last game system that my parents ever bought us was a Super NES. After that, my parents were like, "Yeah, get an Xbox, and you're gonna pay $80 for a video game." No.
Yeah. So we got another question out there. It says, "What are the best gun shows to watch?" I like when the hosts interact and not just tell you how awesome they are for an hour, then leave. Well, unfortunately, you're gonna find a lot of gun show hosts that do just that. As far as interaction, it depends on the varying level of interaction. There's a couple that just interact with you guys and just take questions and whatnot. And there's a couple that don't.
Can I take over on this one?
Well, I do want to say what you will about Such, but he does interact when he does live streams. So you might want to check him out. And he's in South Carolina, so represent.
I know Such. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Don's a great guy. So go ahead, Barbecue. You got a couple you'd like to plug? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say I am Guns and Barbecue, and for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you how great I am. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the ride. No, I'm joking.
No, don't listen to him.
What? Very nice.
No, but
I was starting to go find The View or something on TV. I don't know.
Yeah. Paul Harrell, he doesn't do a lot of interaction, but he does a lot of videos on just the guns and ammo and the history and whatnot of them, and lots of stuff like that. Deadeye Meg says at Night Strike, I love Samurai Showdown. I love Samurai Showdown too. Great game. Yeah. But I was more a fan of Marvel versus Capcom or Capcom versus SNK. I wish they'd make another one. So, Defense Dad is talking to Moo. At 2 Live Moo, nope. Revolver selection is slim pickings here unless you want a snubby. They seem to be sold out everywhere unless you go to 800 plus. Yeah. E-Honda, and to no one's surprise, E-Honda says Street Fighter 2 for the win. Yeah.
Street Fighter was awesome.
There's another comment saying he does live shows. Yes. Suits does live shows. A few other people do live shows too. So it's just you gotta watch them. They're few and far between. Mario's out there, or Battle Bean, as he's.
Battle Bean.
Should probably get the link out there again.
Say, didn't Mario get his channel back?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Deadeye Meg says at Night Strike, I have the Raspberry Pi and run emulators on it. The FPGA thing is real. Is the real thing. Emulators kind of suck. Yeah, some emulators suck. I'll give you that. But the problem is I don't have enough room to get an FPGA board and then build a cabinet and put the cabinet somewhere. I have a smaller cabinet, one of the arcade one-up ones, and I don't feel like mucking around in that. I really don't. So.
Hey, this is Hank Strange. I do live streams too, guys, just so you know.
No, that's
Strange. What an honor. My buddy really hates you.
That's Hunana Estrada.
I said some things that were kind of regrettable about a year ago, but I think we can move past that now, can't we, guys?
I think so.
Negative.
I'll get my buddy to change his mind about you, man.
I don't know. The gun community's become such a big cancel culture. I don't think you can do that.
How many Hunans do you have backing you? Inquiring minds want to know.
I have enough to pull off an election win in Georgia there, Night Strike.
Wow, that's just wrong. All right, moving on. Who else?
Are they looking for live streams or just content creators in general?
I think they were just looking for shows in general.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say because there's plenty out there. I always like watching Gizzard. Gizzard puts on a good show. Willed and Well Armed is doing some good stuff. Calaveras, when he's putting out stuff, usually has some good stuff out there. I like Travis P11, Depends Dad. There's a lot of guys we can mention.
Yeah.
And many more.
Okay, I'm not Hank Strange anymore.
Yeah. Deadeye Meg says at Night Strike, The second game wasn't Capcom versus SNK. It was SNK versus Capcom 2. It's amazing. Yeah, there was a couple of them. They did more. They made more than a couple. I just wish that they made a couple more because I just prefer it. I had it on the PlayStation 2. I loved it. What was it? Capcom versus SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001 edition. Or Millionaire Fighting 2001. No, I had it on PlayStation 2. It's good.
Lock and Loaded Latinos have been doing some really good stuff. I couldn't say shit. I really like their stuff.
Did Yankee finally go live? Is that why I'm getting that?
What happened?
Well, I got a notification. I guess Yankee's going live now.
Yankee should be live right now.
Most of the time I can watch Yankee, but sometimes he takes such a strong position on something he knows so little about that it's annoying and I can't watch it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I think we should boycott him because I think that cancel culture is wrong.
Does he pay a fee to have you mention that he's on the air? He should pay you for notifying people.
Yeah, he should.
I think we'll all end up on the GunTube pretty soon anyway, man. Like, the way things are going, I think YouTube might be getting rid of gun people altogether.
I wouldn't doubt it.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
You realize you realize that you all have been saying that for like 10 years.
Yeah, but
it
they've
takes
actually
time.
they're making moves towards
This year,
it now.
they're really going to do it. This year is going to be the year.
Yeah.
2020 would be the year. I mean,
21.
Yeah. All right. Deadeye Meg asks, are you an AR Night Strike? Are you an AR or AK guy? For me, the caliber is the huge determining factor to me. In my mind, AK-74 beats AR-15 beats AK-47. Yankees chats give a 30-minute warning. He goes live in half an hour. Oh, goody. That's what that was. All right. But because I don't know why, but I got notifications turned on for Yankee.
I mean, if he had said that about the AK-74 when AK-74s were cheap and you could get bins of ammo for cheap, then yeah, I would agree with you. But due to the modularity and, well, I mean, not necessarily right now, but even right now, you can get an AR cheaper than you can get an AK. You know, and like
because AKs. I don't know if you noticed, but AKs have jumped in the price to like $800 these days.
I don't think availability and price have anything to do with which one's better or worse.
The caliber was the deciding factor here for Deadeye Mag. And the thing is, Deadeye Mag, I've got an AK-47 if I want a cheap 30 caliber rifle to shoot. I've got a AR-15 if I want to shoot 223 or 5.56. I've got. I don't have an AK-74. I want one, but I don't have one. I have a 308 rifle, the Century C308, or it's basically an HK91 semi clone. I've got an M1 Garand in 30-06. And that's really the caliber anyone needs. If you have a rifle in 30-06, that's all you need, personally.
I don't have a rifle in 30-06.
You need to get one, my friend. You need to get one. We talked about this. You were going to look into it. What happened? You forgot.
Money.
It's always money, dude.
It's always money.
For everyone. Not just him. I'm just saying for everyone. Money's the same thing for me.
To answer the guy's question about caliber, it depends on the use.
Yeah.
If you're standing, 50 yards away trying to punch holes through a concrete, block building, you want an AK-47. If you're trying to shoot somebody 500 yards, you want an AK-74. So,
I mean, the AR-15 is still a practical rifle. It's just, I mean, with the 47, you have a 30 caliber round. You have a 30 caliber round, and it's 7.62 by 39. But again, it's comparable to like a 308. So,
and you can still get 7.62 fairly cheap, even in the now times.
Even in the now times, 7.62. If you just go for like if you have an AK-47 right now, 7.62 by 39 is still relatively cheaper, in steel cased cartridges than any other round right now.
I mean, it's gone up a little bit, but it hasn't like doubled, tripled.
Everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. But again, it's still. I mean, if you need to, like Tony says, you just go online. You look through like gunbot.net, like Tony mentioned, and you just look up for steel case 7.62 by 39. It's cheaper than 5.45 at this point.
Do you guys ever use AmmoSeek?
I've used AmmoSeek. Yeah. I've used AmmoSeek. I've used a couple of the other ones. Like if you want, to check to see how many ammo search engines there are on the internet, go to Google and just type in ammunition search engine, and there are like thousands of them.
What I found about gunbot.net is that they keep their list up to date, because you go on some of these sites and like the first 20 options are all out of stock. So you just got to scroll down and keep going down, until you find something. But that's the way to do it. I mean, you can find ammo. These people are just mind lazy if they can't find ammo. You can find it.
Kingpin that says that Night Strike, what is the AK-74 chambered in? 5.45 by 39. Basically, the Soviets saw what we were doing with the 5.56 round, how it was, and they decided to make their own, their own style.
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking of making my own company, man. I want to make mine called Cheaper Than His.
Cheaper Than His.
Yeah, that way I'll never price gouge, and I'll be better than that other company.
No, you should name it Cheaper Than Wiz.
Cheaper Than Wiz.
Well, like I said, I mean, when you're talking about caliber, I mean, you got weight of bullet, you got 53, 55, 56 grains on a 74, and you're going to go up to 120 grains with a, 7.62 by 3.9. So they have their different uses. People keep trying to compare the two. There's really, it's like, I don't know, using a cane pole versus a fly rod to catch a fish,
Right.
Well, the thing that's comparable about them is the platform itself, because the AK-74 and the AKM-47 or whatever it is, like they work the same. It's got the same bolt setup. It's got the same gas piston system. Everything's the same except for the chamber and the barrel, and
the size of the magazine.
You can say that about 20 different calibers that go on the AR platform
because
too.
the 47.
But that's why people compare them, though. Is the point?
Yeah,
it wasn't like, hey, they're the same. It's, hey, they come out of the same looking things, so people think about them the same.
Right, but again, the dimensions of the magazines for the 47s and the 74s are different as well. They're not the same. They look similar, but they're not the same. I know you're just giving me shit, Honda. I know.
It's exactly the same. No, I'm just kidding. You're right. I do like my AK, though. It's one of my favorite guns to shoot.
If they were the same, they would be named the same.
That's one rifle I need to get.
It would be AK-47A and AK-47B.
Yeah, Gun Library Garrett is out there commenting. To be fair, it's 2020, so YouTube could do anything, but I think we will keep our gun channels. Well, I hope so.
Gun channels?
Yeah.
I thought gun channels was gone.
Well, I think he meant on YouTube.
Oh.
Apparently, Defense Dad says, I got a new AR on trade today for another one. It was a good day. Cool.
Ooh, nice.
I'm almost finished mine. Defense Dad, you need to do a video. We need a video. Get on that.
What caliber?
Yeah. What caliber? We need details, so get a video done. Gun Library Garrett out there says, no, not 30-06. Get one in 7.62 by 54R or 300 Win Mag if you have some cash. Well, yeah, no, those are good calibers too. I mean, again, if you don't have a Mosin by now, what the hell are you doing?
Some of us have already.
I mean, Honda. We saw your gunsmith skills on one enterprising Mosin, did we not?
Well, fortunately, Gun Library Garrett now has that very gunsmith Mosin, so you can ask him about it. Although it did have a touch of Matt's ungunsmithing skills. I don't know
it did. Midnight Range says, I like 3308 over 30-06. Mid-length versus long action, smaller case. Damn near as effective. They're very similar bullets. I'll give you that. Scott 79 is going with the whole 5.45 thing. Gun Library Garrett says, or 375 H&H because it's basically 30-06 plus P. Well, yeah, there's that. You got me there. What else? Kingpin says today was good so far. I didn't have to use my AR. Doesn't sound quite right. Quite the same.
I like that.
Good thing can be bad thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Did says that Night Strike, the reason I dislike 7.62 by 39 is it lacks velocity. At 2200 FPS, the hydrostatic shock surpasses human elasticity. 5.56 goes that fast out to 300-ish yards. 7.62 by 39 slows down at around 50. Yeah.
Where do these people forget about physics? We're talking about weight of bullet, force.
Well, she's talking about velocity.
Right. But if you have a slower velocity and a bigger bullet, that could equal the same amount of energy as a lighter weight bullet going faster.
I would think that a 7.62 would be comparable to a 45 at 300 yards as a 45 is like roughly at the muzzle. I mean, I'm not saying like it's exactly the same, but like if you don't want to get shot with a 45, I would assume you wouldn't really want to get shot with a 7.62 39 at 300 yards either. You know,
and no one wants to get shot by an AK. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I understand the reasoning. I don't, but remember, Jedi Meg, there's also varying different grains and types of 7.62 by 39. I mean, if you're just talking about the standard Tula or Wolf, that's different than some more premium ammunition, depending on grain. So just remember that. Roland Trip says Gunbot sucks for looking for primers. Well, yeah.
Any 7.62 bullet is at least 80 grains heavier than a 5.45 bullet. So it doesn't matter what type of ammunition you buy. You go anywhere from 120 to 150, something like that, grains for the AK. It's still physics. I mean, you're still talking velocity versus the weight of the bullet. I mean, I don't know how we always get into these discussions. But
we get some interesting comments and questions out there. So I like talking about them. I like discussing stuff.
No, I know it's fun to talk about, but people just have to think, right? You have to say, well, let me go look and see. Wait, let me shoot one. Take an AK-47 and try to shoot a piece of steel at 500 yards. Then take the AK-74 and realize the trajectory. They have different uses. You're aiming way up at the treetop to hit it something at 500 yards with the.
And depending on the type of ammunition you're shooting, not all ammunition is equal. So just be aware that if you have a lower grain or a higher grain, the velocity is gonna be different because of the amount of weight.
That's why they are different. Because the bullet weights are different.
Yeah, exactly. Scott says 7.62 by 39 is better if you're going to run a short barrel over 5.56. It does not lose velocity like 5.56 does. Okay.
I thought that was the point of 300 blackout was so that you could have a short barrel 7.6.
Well,
God, I can't talk.
Well, I thought 224 Valkyrie was supposed to be so much better than 300 blackout, but closer to 223, but have better velocity and the same effective power as 300 blackout.
Well, with the 224 Valkyrie, the problem there was they couldn't all agree on how to make the chamber and all agree on how to make the bullet exactly the same, like the SAMI specs or whatever, So a lot of people were buying a 224 Valkyrie thinking they had some laser beam that could shoot out to 1,000,000 yards flat as,
Right.
But then they get it, and it's like, well, depending on the ammo and depending on the chamber, depending on the rifling, some of them kind of suck.
Yeah, and you remember how there was this big hype about 224 Valkyrie, and then just everyone went quiet?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. That's why they went quiet, because all the competition shooters got a hold of them, and they're like, yeah, I'm not using this.
Yeah, right.
Isn't 300 Blackout more of a short range bullet? Because it's like with the kinetic energy, that you want to hit, because like it shoots better off a short barrel than a long barrel.
Right, that's what they designed it for, was to have basically the same velocity coming out of like a 10-inch barrel as it does out of a 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I wanted to get a 300 Blackout in 16-inch, and my brother has he's building a 300 Blackout, but he has an 8-inch barrel, and they've been saying that it shoots better out of a short range barrel than a long barrel, and what they call it. Of course, they say that when you shoot it out of a short length barrel, it's much louder.
Okay,
so,
we've got a super chat out there by Gun Library Garrett. I'm sorry, Garrett. I'm just trying to read through these comments and scroll down. I'm sorry it's taking so long to get to it, man. I apologize. But he says, when I finally take Honda's Mosin out, I'm definitely engaging safety squints. Honestly, Gun Library Garrett, you should get a gun vise. You should get a table. You should put that rifle in the gun vise on the table. You should tie a string around the trigger and hide behind bulletproof glass as you pull the string. Because we don't know if that will blow up in your hands or not, and we don't want to take the chance with that. We'd rather keep you around, buddy.
Come on now. I've shot it.
I don't know. Did the finishing work? I think he'll be safe.
I've shot it with the holes in it. The holes don't do anything.
I was just trying to, observe proper safety. Okay?
They're speed holes, Night Strike.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that. I'm sorry. All right. Alaska 556 says, I don't know about you all, but I'm excited to trade all my expensive firearms in for a $50 gift card. Yeah, I'm not excited at that at all, and I'm not going to do that. Say you paid, I mean, this is how stupid some people are. They pay they pay like $400 or $500 for a rifle, and then they turn it in for like $100 gift card.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just throwing money away, and the point is that it's not. The government isn't buying anything back because the government never owned it in the first place, and I hate that. I hate the name of buybacks.
You might as well just sell it through an FFL and see how much money you can get out of it.
Yeah, but the FFL turn them all in. Then they can sue the shit out of the government for having to turn them all in and losing money on them.
Don't worry, the government will just print more money and it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Did you know that 23.6% of all the cash in circulation in the world has been printed this year?
Wow.
So
that's because they throw away all the old dollar bills as they come through.
Okay.
No,
you didn't know that?
In circulation, 23.6% of it was made in the last 12 months.
Okay, so we got a couple more at night strikes out there. We got the Deadeye Mag says that night strike. I will say the 7.62 by 39 is far better at penetration. Hydrostatic shock only applies to our jelly insides. Yeah, but I've done this with a couple concrete bricks where take 5.56. It doesn't matter whether you're using. Well, it does kind of matter if you're using M855 if you're just using standard 193. 193. You take a concrete block, okay. Shoot it with the AK. It'll crumble part of that concrete block. The 7.62 by 39 will from an AK. Now take an AR-15 and shoot the other side of that concrete block with the 5.56 round. I'd say 193. Okay, and you'll have a clear hole there instead of half of the concrete block destroyed by the 7.62 by 39. So, I mean, they both rounds still go through the concrete block. It's just, do you want a clean hole or do you want to literally mess up everything around the hole?
Well, you don't want to hit innocent civilians, so you want to shoot the enemy. So you go with the 5.56.
And I'm not saying the 5.56 is better than 7.632 by 39 in any way. I'm just saying the applications and use of it are different than the applications and uses for the 7.62 by 39.
They're both doing what they were designed to do. The 7.62 by 39 was designed to put energy on the spot.
Energy, yeah.
And the 5.45 was meant to penetrate.
Yeah.
So they're doing the job. The
5.56 was meant to be more accurate.
5.56 is only a 55 grain bullet versus a 120 grain bullet.
Right. So. And anyways, Ghost Shadow says that Night Strike. The problem with 224 Valkyrie was rate of twist. It needed a 6.5 rate of twist. Barrels were 7. Yeah. Defense Dad says laser beams. I want a laser beam. I do too. Deadeye Meg says at Night Strike, I've done the math on 300 Blackout. A subsonic 300 Blackout is in a 16-inch barrel, has the same muzzle energy as a 40 caliber Glock. Well, you know what? You should have bought a Glock.
Yeah, it's more portable.
And I hardly ever say that, but there you go.
That's why pistol caliber carbines make no sense.
Yeah, Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, if they do a buyback here, I will see how many pipe shotguns are made from materials bought from Lowe's, so I can get them to buy.
Yeah, I was thinking everyone should build like the cheapest gun that they possibly can from the hardware store, and the next gun buyback, you go get $200 for it.
Hey, you ever seen anybody get that Bud K catalogs? You know, they sell
No.
knives and swords and stuff like that. You know, it's your variety catalog. Well, they sell this pipe, this little pipe gun that you can get. It shoots 410 shotgun rounds, and it's a single shot. You know, it's got like a little. They put like a little laser sight so you can use it. You know, that'd be hilarious if you could build one of those and then you sell them. You know, like in those
It's not
buybacks.
like a flare gun that somebody's.
No, it's not flare
that's
gun.
any other weapon, right? That would be
It has metal pipes, little piping and stuff in it, and it's made like to look like a gun and stuff. But it's like one of those
how long is it?
shotgun pipe guns, you know.
Yeah.
How
Okay,
long?
we got a couple more out there.
Sounds like it's an NFA on.
Honda, did you already respond to Gun Library Garrett? Because he says at Honda, but what is the average year printout of money?
Yeah, it's 23.6% this year. The next biggest year was 2012, and it was around 10% that year. So we're 2.5 times worse than we were in 2012, and no one's talking about it because Orange Man bad.
Yeah. Did I make sends out a super chat saying Home Depot
Well,
special?
Your hero got elected, so you don't have to worry about Orange Man anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Spend $20 on pipe and stuff and get a $100 gift card. Also, I like your channel, Night Strike. I'll be coming back. Awesome. Thank you for the conversation, Did I Meg, and thank you for the questions. I appreciate the interaction. So, Gun Shadow says at Night Strike, served in the U.S. Marine Corps, 5.56 was chosen for wounding ability. Yes, it was a wounding type of round. That's why when you look at concrete, what it does compared to 7.62 by 39, it's 5.56 is meant to be accurate, whereas 7.62 by 39 is more force and power.
Well, the wounding thing makes sense because it costs more to have a wounded soldier than it does to have a dead soldier.
Right, because you have a wounded soldier. Well, that's the whole thing about Full Metal Jacket in general. Full Metal Jacket was designed not specifically to kill right away. It was designed to wound the enemy soldier, so they had to take him off the battlefield and put another soldier on the battlefield.
Well,
that's what Full Metal Jacket was designed for.
The bullet profile is a big deal too, right? Because 5.56 profile is designed to tumble once it hit, goes into the whatever you're shooting. Can't be too graphic here, can we? But the short stubbiness of a 7.62 by 39, that bullet was meant to, do other things, just distribute energy quickly, not penetrate. So, right, because that's what caused the most damage on the 5.56 is the tumbling. It goes in, tumbles, right.
Right. We got about 5 minutes left before we're gonna end it and mosey on out of here. So, if anybody wants to jump in and ask a question or has a topic they want us to go over, there's the link out there.
What grip should I get for my 686?
Pearl.
Oh, I'm not getting pearl grips.
Wood.
No.
Get some patent grips from there.
Well, it's got the bird's head grip on it, and it's.
If you got the bird's head, that's good enough.
But I like the full grip better, and I'm just wondering if you guys had any experience with like the Packemeyer or I don't know what other brand makes them.
I would say G10 is always a good way to go.
Okay. G10 grips.
I think you're just bragging to have 686.
Yes, I'm totally bragging.
we know, Honda. You're self-serving. We understand.
Well, we could take a poll with the chat and see who has the better Smith because I've got the 329 PD.
Ooh. Okay.
I think Honda's going to win on popularity.
Did I Meg says at Night Strike, I'd join in if I weren't so shy. Well, that's okay. You don't have to jump in. You just want to talk on the YouTube side. That's fine. If I'm nothing if not accommodating as far as interaction on the Friday Night Strike.
He charges us a fee to come in anyway. So
yeah, well, oh yeah. Don't listen to Tony. Don't listen to Tony. Spreading misinformation there. All right. Ghost Shadow says that Night Strike, unfortunately, many of our enemies don't care about their wounded. 5.56 doesn't tumble much from a 1 in 7 twist barrel. 1 in 12, it was a buzzsaw. So
I thought it was more about velocity than angular momentum that caused it to tumble, right? That's why a short-barreled AR-15, or if you're shooting at too far of a range, isn't nearly as deadly because it loses that ballistic capability at some point. Like under, I think it's like 2,400 feet per second or something like that is when statistically it doesn't do it.
possibly. Let's see. Uplift Mofo Party Plan says Model 69 for the win.
Woo!
Yeah. Model 69 is a good one.
Yeah.
How long? What barrel do you have on it?
Yeah. What barrel, Mofo? I'm not going to say the whole thing. I'm trying to give him a nickname there.
Yeah.
He says he's got the shorty. So.
Yeah, mine's the 3-inch, so it's a little bit longer than the shorty, but not much.
All right.
That's the only thing I don't like about the 329 PD is it only comes in a 4-inch.
I actually, when I was getting the 686, I wanted a 4-inch, but I couldn't find one for a deal. So,
well, the problem I have is 1791 holsters only come in 3 and 6-inch.
Oh.
And well, plus they don't even actually make an N-frame holster. When I contacted them, they said some of their K-frame holsters will fit an N-frame, but then they're like, but they're 3 and 6-inch, not 4-inch. I was like, son of a gun. So yeah, that's the big issue there.
Yeah.
Noted.
Gun Library Garrett says that Night Strike has been using an ultrasonic cleaner, and it's so awesome. Awesome. I'm glad to hear your ultrasonic cleaner is working. I've been thinking about getting one myself for because you can use them not only just for gun stuff, but you can also use them to clean your tools.
You got to clean brass.
And I've been looking to get one just specifically so I can clean a lot of my tools. So, who doesn't like clean tools, right?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Sonic clean will do it.
All right, so let's start cleaning up around here. Putting the chairs back where they're supposed to be. Putting the tables back up and whatnot. So
don't forget to grab the votes under the black table and count them after all the Republican people leave.
No, we counted those and then we put them in the shredder. Remember?
Yeah, I like that video, that live streamer video that you made, Honda, and I commend you on that. That was awesome. Proof of voter fraud, man.
That was it right there. Video evidence of voter fraud live on YouTube.
Gun Library Garrett says that Night Strike definitely strips blowing off fast, so be careful. Yeah, a lot of my tools aren't blued. A lot of my tools are stainless steel, and I just kind of want to clean some of them up. So, anyways, Guns Barbecue.
Why do you wear
plug?
a ghillie suit and have a stainless steel gun? That's what I want to know.
Anything to plug? Well, I'm on the Instagrams, as we've mentioned before. I'm putting out videos 3 a week. Friday's been pretty much just devoted to unboxings. So if you like unboxing videos, I got one of those every Friday. But then, like I said, the other 2 videos every week or something else. And other random shit that I decide to throw in there. So check it out, please.
All right. Tony, do you want to plug your YouTube channel, or do you want us to just skip you?
Skip me. I'm spent.
Oh, okay. Tony's tired. He needs a break. So we're gonna move on to George. So George, you got anything you want to plug?
I got nothing.
I'd like to thank you for the invite. Actually, I clicked on the link, but it's still the same thing. I'm South Texas Era guy. Please check me out on Instagram, and appreciate everything, the views and everything, and any feedback. I'm gonna try to make a YouTube channel one day, and hopefully I do it soon with my own name, South Texas Era guy. So thanks for everything.
Well, if you need help, just you know where to find me, George.
Will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We got one last question out there by Erstwhile, and I'm gonna throw this Honda's way. He says, at Night Strike, can we get an update on the blue dress? Well, again, as I said, I'm looking at Honda. Honda, what's the situation?
I sent it. It was delivered like 2 weeks ago, dude. 3 weeks ago.
You didn't tell me, so I'll have to go down and pick it up then. So I'll go down and pick it up if you sent it.
Is it thigh high or what?
No, it's a proper dress. It's a lady's dress.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so well,
maybe it got stolen. You know, porch.
Yeah, someone saw it and they liked it, and they were like, "This is my dress."
Yeah. So I'll go down if he did actually send it. I'll go down and pick it up. If he didn't, well, then that's another story entirely.
Are you going to wear this dress for a fundraiser or something? That's right.
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, that'll be.
You did agree to it.
I did agree to it, so I don't know. I don't know. We might have to talk to Honda about doing some sort of fundraiser or something.
Well, the deal was that I think it was Savage Sharpshooter said he would become your simp.
I don't know.
I will pay you $100 if you put the dress on and make a video in it.
See, there you're making money already.
Damn it, Honda!
Why don't you make it a fundraiser?
No, I'm not going to wear a wig.
Honda does 25 shots.
GunTube would be bigger than ever.
See some leg.
You don't want to see my legs; they're hairy. I'm not shaving my legs.
That should be worth $100.
But as soon as I go down and pick it up, I'll check it. We'll do some sort of video. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we'll get it settled and situated. So there we go.
Wear it over long johns either.
The only problem is I didn't have you fitted, so I don't know. I don't know your dimensions, Night Strike.
Well, they're large. Let's put it that way.
He can pad the bra area.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I can always count on you.
I don't think any padding is needed.
So with that,
I was wondering when someone was going to say something.
For that, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for participating. Thanks for the comments and the questions. I appreciate it. It makes the show go that much faster. So with that, we'll see you guys Tuesday for Hit or Miss. Tuesday nights 9 o'clock. And with that, shall not be infringed.
Shall not be infringed. Adios, Felicia. Te amo.
Te amo, Felicia. Te amo.
Shimona.
Sharona. Hi, Sharona. Huh? Bye.
What does this button do?